What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for today's workout. I know it's hard sometimes to get up, get out of bed, and get moving. So, welcome. Today, we're gonna be doing a total body strength and conditioning type of workout. This is what you're gonna need today. You're gonna need a set of dumbbells. You're gonna need some thigh bands. You're also gonna need some long resistance bands, and you're gonna need some sliders or a couple of hand towels. Now, if you don't have any of those items, don't worry. You can do pretty much almost every single exercise in this routine without any kind of equipment. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, let's go ahead and grab your dumbbells. The first exercise we're gonna do are gonna be some dumbbell front squats. All right, go ahead and bring your dumbbells up. Make sure that your elbows are supporting your weights, and we're gonna go right into some squats. We're gonna do 15 of these. Try to get low as you can. Hey, good, keep your chest up. Eyes up, try not to look down. Usually a lot of times when we look down, we tend to lean downward, and then we're gonna arch our back. Awesome. After you have done with 15, you're gonna continue using those dumbbells, and we're gonna do some dumbbell push-ups into some overhead shoulder presses, and we're gonna do 10 of those. All right, so with your dumbbells by your side, you're gonna drop them down to the floor, jump back, push up, jump forward. Notice that I'm dropping my hips to pick up the weight off the ground. This way, I'm using my legs to help me bring up the weight. Also notice that when I go down into my push-up, when I jump back, I lock my hips. I don't let my hips dip downward. All right, so we jump back, lock it in place. We're almost there, guys. We got 2 more. Whoa. Man, that was pretty tough. All right, our third exercise, we're gonna be using your thigh band. This exercise is really meant to give us a little bit of rest from the 2 exercises we just did. So, go ahead and grab that thigh band and put it right on your thighs, right on over the top of your knees. We're gonna come down here to the ground. We're gonna go into a side plank. Now in the side plank, we're gonna bend back the inside knee, okay? So we're gonna be on our elbow. Make sure to extend the body. So this way you're in a nice straight line. And then from here, we're gonna come up, lock in that core, engage those obliques, and then we're gonna do some lateral raises with our legs. We're gonna do 10 on each side. Now notice I'm trying to keep my foot as flat as I can when I'm doing these raises. Notice as well, I'm slowly controlling my leg as it comes down and my foot doesn't touch the floor. Woo. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the burn. All right, after of course you've done that, finish 10 on that side, we're gonna do 10 on the other. We don't want lopsided glutes. That would just look weird. Now also, when you're doing this, notice that I'm lifting up my heel, right? That's how I keep my foot nice and flat. So make sure you do that, that when you bring it up, you focus on lifting the heel up. Whew. Man, that burns. Glutes are on fire. For those who may not have any of these equipment, for the first exercise, you can just do the squats without any weights. To the push-ups and the presses, for those, you can just do the push-up and just come up and bring your hands up, bring your arms up. And lastly, when you're doing the side plank leg raises, you can just do the exact same move without the band. That concludes the 3 exercises that we're gonna start with. So you'll go ahead and hit pause right here. You can rewind if you need to kind of look at the form that I want you to perform with each exercise. And then we're gonna continue next with 3 more. Onward to the next 3. For the next 3, you're also gonna continue to use your dumbbells. You're also gonna need a long resistance band. You can use a kind of like your standard resistance band like mine. You can also use some pull-up bands. If you don't have a squat rack like me, you can, hopefully you have like a door stop that you can kind of wrap or thread the band through. And if you don't have a band or anything to kind of anchor your band, no worries, I can show you a different exercise that you can do. All right, so on to the first of our next 3 exercises. We're gonna do some step back lunges into some knee raises with some dumbbells in your hands. You can also do this without dumbbells. We're gonna step back, knee raise. We're gonna do 15 on each side. Notice that when I bring my knee up, I'm getting my thigh parallel to the ground. I'm engaging my abs as I'm bringing my thigh up and parallel to the ground. And I'm just gonna do one side at a time. Try to get that back knee as close to the ground. If you can also just gently touch the ground if you wanna get really low. All right, once you're finished with 15 on one, next you're gonna do 15 on the other. You wanna make sure whenever you're doing this exercise that most of your weight should be on that front foot and you should be pressing through kind of like the midfoot. This exercise is really good to not only develop strength, but also help you even out both sides. Nobody wants lopsided legs either, right? All right. Oh, that was pretty tough. After you have done 15 on each side, our next exercise, we're gonna do some dumbbell bent over rows. For our dumbbell bent over rows, grab those dumbbells. We're gonna gently soften the knees and hinge at the hips. Watch my hips as my hips go back. Boom. See where the dumbbell falls? Right here, right outside my knees. And then from here, I'm gonna go right into a row. Now, whenever we're doing the row, it's important to focus on lifting up the elbows. And the reason why I'm saying that is when you focus on lifting the elbows, relax your grip, just grab it firm enough so the dumbbells doesn't come out of your hand. You're gonna engage more of your back. We're gonna do 12 of these. Another reason why you wanna focus on lifting up the elbows is when you focus on just bringing it up, a lot of times we're gonna use a little bit more of our biceps, so the dumbbells are gonna come up to your chest. Whenever you're using the elbows or focus on lifting up the elbows, the dumbbells come towards kind of like your belly button. These dumbbell bent over rows are great to develop mid back strength as well as the lower back strength because you're in that bent over position. For those who don't have dumbbells, a modification you can apply is grab some household items. You could fill up a backpack with some books, right? Use the straps, do the exact same movement. I had clients over the pandemic use Instant Pots, whatever you can get your hands on to be able to do that movement. Remember, it's all about engaging the back. So even if it's lightweight, as long as you pause, really engage the muscles in your back, you're gonna get a good workout in. All right, on to the third exercise, which is gonna be the band tricep pushdowns. Like I said, I'm gonna show you that for those who don't have a band, I'll show you the modification. For this particular exercise, I want you to soften the knees, slightly hinge and push the hips back. So this way we can stay in this position while engaging our abs at the same time. So our abs is what actually helps us stay in this position. You're gonna bring the elbows down, and then you're gonna keep your wrists straight or slightly curled forward, and you're gonna press straight down, get the handles right next to your thighs, right next to your hips, wrists straight, and then bring it right back up. Notice that the elbows stay in place, just my forearm moves, and I'm using my core, my abs, my quads to help me stay in this position. And we're gonna do 12 of these. Nice work. All right, you should feel that burn in those triceps. Not only are you focusing on pushing down, but you're also focusing on squeezing those abs. Ooh. For those who don't have resistance bands, the modification you can do is going to be a triceps press on the ground. Now this one's going to be a tough one, so I recommend, if you've never done this before, to start on the knees and then move to the feet when you feel really confident about your form. So to get in position, you're going to have your hands and your arms in an upside down V position like so. You're going to be pressing off the base of your palm when we do this exercise. So it's like doing a push-up. We're gonna position our body to where the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. We're gonna have our hands, like I said, in a triangle. So your arms and hands should form like an upside down V. Then we're gonna press into the base of our palm to come up. Try to come up as evenly as you can. Slowly bring your body back down to the ground. You're gonna do 10 of these. Like I said, once you feel confident, you're like, oh, that's a little easy, then move up to your feet. And that will be the replacement to that. Now this is actually a little harder. So if you have a band and you want to do this instead, please do so. Just like earlier, you're gonna do 3 sets of those 3 exercises. Go ahead and hit pause right now to complete the next 2 sets. All right, guys, you guys have made it this far. We're onward to the last 3 exercises of the day before we finish off with some ab exercises. For these last 3 exercises, all you're gonna need is a set of sliders. You can also use, like I said earlier, 2 small hand towels. And if you're like me, if you're on a rubber floor or a floor that's not slippery, then you don't have to use anything at all. So these last 3 exercises are gonna be a little intense. It's really gonna hit your endurance. It's gonna hit that conditioning. The first exercise we're gonna do are gonna be some skaters into some lunge jumps. This is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna skate over to one side. Notice I'm on one foot, right into some lunge jumps. Skate over back, lunge. And with this, you're gonna be doing 6 in each direction for a total of 12. Oh, I don't know about you, but my legs, they're feeling it. Oh, that was pretty hard. All right, followed by that, we're gonna do 6 burpees. Similar to what you did earlier, except here, you're just gonna lay on the floor and come right back up. Burpees are great. Good for the upper body. Good for conditioning. Woo! and that is 6. And then lastly, we're gonna be doing 40 climbers. You could do your climbers with your feet on top of your sliders, or like I said earlier, hand towels. But if you're like me, or we don't have a slippery surface, we're just gonna do some regular mountain climbers. Total of 40, 20 on each leg. Now when we do this exercise, it's really important that we try not to bob our hips and bring our knees straight into our chest. If you look at my arms, your wrists, elbows, and shoulders should stay in a straight line perpendicular to the ground. So this way, we're using our abs to do more of the work. Remember this, we're gonna do 20 on each side. And that is the last 3 exercises you have to do before we move towards doing some ab exercises. All right guys, we are at the end of our workout today. All we have left is just some ab exercises. Now after you're done, make sure you do some stretches. Follow the link that's above. It's really important to stretch. It does many different things such as improve your flexibility. This will help you prevent injury. Now onward to our last 2 ab exercises. The first one, we're gonna be doing some single leg to double leg knee tuck in a V-sit position. So from here, we're gonna come to a V-sit. You can have your hands right here, or you can have your hands slightly behind your hips to give you a little support. This is a little bit easier if you need it. You can also transition between the two. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a single leg knee tuck, 1 on each leg, double knee tuck, single leg, double leg. We're gonna do 10 of these, which means that 1 single leg knee tuck on each side to a double leg counts as 1 rep. And we're gonna do 10 of these. Woo! Feel the burn. Keep those core tight. Like I said, if you need to, you can put the hands behind you to give you a little support. 1 more. Woo! Next, we're gonna do some leg raises into some hip raises. So this one, we're gonna lie down. We're gonna put our hands right underneath our hips, all right? Kind of like slide it in right alongside your hips, underneath your butt. All right, we're gonna bring our hips up, extend the leg. We're gonna bring the legs up and then push the hips up. Almost like you wanna kick the ceiling with your feet. And we're gonna do 12 of these. All right, try to get your hips up as high as you can and try to bring it down. All right, as controlled as you can. And last one. All right guys, I want you to do 2 more sets of those 2 ab exercises, and that'll be all for today. Make sure to stretch, and I'll see you in our next training session.